They're strictly individualized, so they not only individualize gains, but they also individualize risks. My name is Kuba Szreder. I am a freelance curator, an academic lecturer, and a Projectarian. Projectarians are people who make projects in order to make a living. They constantly juggle between short-term assignments, so for example they work in a bar in the evening, during the day they write books, and in the morning they have to write applications. I would say two routes. One route, flexible labor markets. So basically 0 hours contracts, short-term assignments, stuff that started in 80s with the end of 40s. So instead of factories, we have creative industries. Instead of going to the same place, having the same employer for a longer period of time, your work and life depends on chasing the flow of intermittent opportunities. Another route will be more art-oriented. Basically, projects began to emerge as an artistic form and also organizational form in contemporary art, also about the same period, like 70s and 80s. Instead of artists working in a studio on a painting or a sculpture, they started to do different projects involving communities or involving a lot of experts from other disciplines as well. They started to be also project makers. So basically the book is structured in about 65 entries, starting with A is for aftermath and ending with Y is for you are not alone. And these entries cover this scattered and scrambled and pretty chaotic existence of Projectariat. The book is also about how people rebel, how they resisted, how they try to do something differently. These entries are about art strikes or productive withdrawals, different forms of occupations and boycotts that aim at doing things differently. Yeah, like the way out would be global communism, for example. Basically, the way out of the woes and vices and risks of this condition will be much more just, equal and sustainable world order. Most of the problems that Projectarians face, like precarity, like temporary jobs, are not only the problems of people in the arts, these are problems of people at large, or like of the societies in which they live. So I guess what people try to do, they try to build support structures, they try to recognize the conditions not as individual problems, but typically leads to burnouts and depressions, but also as problems that many people face. They try to establish some sort of solidarity structures, ways of mutualizing these risks and also gains, build cooperatives, establish social centers, build different networks that enable them to generate trust and work together instead of simply competing.